Hi there, and welcome to Devastated, a guide to coping with the disappointment of the 2024 presidential election, brought to you by freecoursesforall.com. If you're finding this course helpful, don't forget to check out our other free courses. We cover everything from secrets to saving your crappy marriage, and how to raise kids that don't turn out like jerks, to how to start your own business so you can tell your current boss to shove it, and how to build sales funnels that will turn on the money faucet. Plus, we offer a written guide to this course so you can refer back to it whenever you need. Head over to freecoursesforall.com. That's free courses. The number 4, all.com. You can also find all of our content wherever you get your podcasts. Just search for freecoursesforall.com on your favorite podcast app. Now, let's dive into the course. Course Introduction: Finding Peace and Purpose in Difficult Times. Hello and welcome to Devastated, dealing with the disappointment of the 2024 election. If you're here, it's likely because the outcome of the 2024 election has left you feeling devastated, frustrated, or overwhelmed. Maybe you feel as if a door has closed, or a hope you held so dearly has faded away. Please know that you're not alone in this. Many people feel as you do right now, struggling to make sense of a situation that feels unfair or even painful. As we begin, I'd like to share something important. Life is 10% what happens to us, and 90% how we react to it. We don't have control over many of life's events, but we do have control over how we respond. Choosing to seek support, perspective, and resilience in the face of disappointment is powerful, and it shows that you're already taking a vital first step. By being here, you're showing up for yourself, and that takes courage. You're acknowledging that while you can't change the outcome, you do have the ability to shape your journey forward. Together, we'll explore ways to process emotions, regain perspective, and find purpose and hope, even when life doesn't go as planned. Each lesson is designed to give you tools for navigating the ups and downs, whether through simple exercises, reflections, or moments of quiet. You don't need to have all the answers right now. Just by listening, you're giving yourself a chance to heal, grow, and discover new possibilities. So, let's take a deep breath, set aside the expectations, and start this journey together. Thank you for choosing to take this step. Let's begin. Chapter 1: Understanding the Emotional Impact. Lesson 1.1: Facing Election Disappointment. Quote, "You may not control all the events that happen to you, but you can decide not to be reduced by them." Maya Angelou. Lesson content. Welcome to our first lesson. As we begin this journey, take a moment to let Maya Angelou's words resonate. While the recent election outcome might feel like a force that has shaken your beliefs or hopes, remember that, despite it all, you are more than this one moment. You have the power to navigate these emotions and even grow from this experience. Today, we're going to address the feelings that often follow an outcome we didn't expect. Disappointment, anger, frustration, maybe even a sense of powerlessness. These are all natural responses to significant events that impact our lives and our futures. Recognizing the root of disappointment. Disappointment can feel very personal, even though it's a shared experience for many. Let's start by understanding why this feeling can be so powerful. An election outcome often represents more than a result. It reflects our hopes, our values, and our vision for the future. When it doesn't go the way we'd hoped, it's natural to feel like a piece of our vision has been broken. This disappointment isn't just about losing. It's about feeling unheard, or like our values don't hold the weight we'd imagined. Take a moment to think about what feels most disappointing about this outcome. Maybe it's the direction you believe your community or country is heading, or perhaps you're worried about specific issues close to your heart. Identifying these reasons helps to bring clarity. Giving yourself permission to feel next. Let's give ourselves permission to fully experience these emotions. You may feel like you should be strong or positive and move on quickly, but allowing space for disappointment is important for healing. If we ignore these feelings, they often resurface later, clouding our interactions and decisions. Just like a wound that needs to be cleaned and treated before it heals, our emotions need to be acknowledged and processed to regain clarity. It can be helpful to tell yourself, I feel disappointed because this moment mattered to me. This validation reminds us that our emotions are legitimate and worthy of care. Often, disappointment reflects just how deeply we care about the world around us. Practicing self-compassion. When dealing with disappointment, self-compassion is vital. Many of us tend to judge ourselves for feeling let down. We might think, I shouldn't let this affect me so much, or why can't I just brush it off? This self-criticism only compounds our feelings, making it even harder to move forward. Instead, approach yourself with the same kindness you'd offer a friend. Treat your feelings gently. To practice self-compassion, try repeating this to yourself. This is a difficult moment, and it's okay to feel what I feel. This simple affirmation can create a safe space within, one where you can acknowledge your experience without feeling judged. Remember, compassion isn't just for others, it's for ourselves too. Building resilience through perspective. It's important to remember that disappointments are a part of life. Each experience, even the painful ones, adds to our resilience, building the inner strength we draw on in future challenges. Think of past moments that have felt insurmountable or disheartening and how, over time, they became stepping stones. This moment, too, can become a source of resilience. Disappointments give us a unique opportunity to look inward and ask ourselves, what really matters to me? And what values do I want to carry forward? Sometimes challenging moments can clarify our purpose and strengthen our sense of direction. Reflective exercise. I invite you now to take out a journal or a piece of paper. Write down your thoughts, feelings, and hopes surrounding this moment. Start by answering these questions. 1. What about the election outcome feels most disappointing to me? 2. What values or hopes do I feel were disregarded or overlooked? 3. What would I say to a friend who felt as disappointed as I do? Can I offer that same support to myself? Once you're done, take a deep breath and put the paper away. Remember, you've given these emotions a place to exist outside your mind, which can help reduce their intensity. Thank you for taking this time to explore your feelings. As we move forward, we'll continue building tools to process and work through these emotions together. It's okay to feel whatever you feel, and by acknowledging these emotions, you're taking an important first step in finding peace and purpose, even in the midst of disappointment. Lesson 1.2, Why It's Okay to Feel Disappointed. Quote, what lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. Ralph Waldo Emerson. Welcome back. Today, we're going to talk about the importance of acknowledging and accepting disappointment as a natural part of life. Ralph Waldo Emerson's words remind us that while the world around us changes, our inner strength and resilience are what define us. Right now, it's completely normal to feel let down or disillusioned by the 2024 election outcome. Disappointment, though painful, is a reflection of care and commitment. It shows you're invested in the values you hold dear. The nature of disappointment. Disappointment is not a weakness. It's a very human response that signals how much we care. Feeling disappointed isn't just about unmet expectations. It's often rooted in a sense of loss, especially when we've placed our hopes in an outcome that didn't come to fruition. When we don't allow ourselves to acknowledge this loss, it lingers, showing up in our thoughts, our interactions, and our overall outlook on life. Accepting disappointment is the first step toward healing from it. Think about why you're feeling this way. You may feel disappointed because the outcome doesn't align with your vision for the future. Or maybe it reflects a fear that certain issues you care deeply about won't be prioritized. Whatever the reason, recognizing the source of your disappointment can help you process it and take steps forward. Giving yourself permission to feel. One of the best things you can do right now is to give yourself permission to fully feel the disappointment. This may seem uncomfortable, especially if you've learned to push feelings aside or to stay strong. However, when we allow ourselves to feel, we gain a clearer perspective. Imagine disappointment as a wave. It can crash down on us, but it also has a natural flow that, once felt, starts to dissipate. Avoiding these emotions only prolongs them, and expressing them provides a pathway toward clarity. Try saying to yourself, I am disappointed, and that's okay. This simple affirmation gives you permission to be honest about your feelings without judgment. You're not trying to fix the feeling, but simply giving it space to exist. Practicing self-compassion. Self-compassion is about treating yourself with the kindness and understanding you would offer a friend. Often, we're much harder on ourselves than we would ever be on someone else. If a friend came to you feeling disappointed, you'd likely reassure them that their feelings are valid and encourage them to take time to process. In this moment, you have the opportunity to show yourself that same level of understanding. Whenever self-criticism arises, counter it by remembering that it's okay to be human, to feel vulnerable, and to take time to heal. Remind yourself, I'm feeling disappointed, and it's natural to feel this way. I'm allowed to take my time with this. By practicing self-compassion, you're building a safe space within yourself, a place of understanding that you can always return to. Building resilience through self-acceptance. Disappointment is often a stepping stone toward resilience. The more we learn to accept and navigate difficult emotions, the stronger we become in facing future challenges. Consider how this moment can help you grow. Disappointment may not be pleasant, but it's a reminder that we have values and dreams worth fighting for. Through these feelings, we find clarity about what really matters to us. This moment of disappointment can also be a time for self-reflection. What do you want to carry forward? What changes can you make to align your life with your values? Instead of seeing disappointment as an endpoint, view it as a stepping stone to growth. Reflective exercise. Take a few minutes now for a reflective exercise. Grab a journal or a piece of paper and write down the one feeling that stands out most strongly when you think about this election outcome. Describe why it's significant for you. A value or belief you hold that this experience has brought to light and how it might guide you moving forward. One thing you can do for yourself today or this week to practice self-compassion in dealing with this disappointment. Take your time with this exercise. When you're finished, place the paper somewhere you can come back to it. Knowing you've given these feelings a place to exist can be freeing. Thank you for being here and taking this step. Remember, disappointment is part of life, and by allowing yourself to feel it fully, you're moving toward healing and resilience. Together, we're building a foundation of peace and purpose, one that can withstand the ups and downs of life. Let's continue this journey in the next lesson. Lush Lesson 1.3. Acknowledging the bigger picture? Quote, "In the middle of difficulty lies opportunity." Albert Einstein. Lesson content. Welcome to today's lesson. As we navigate this journey together, we're going to take a step back and look at the bigger picture, gaining perspective on how the outcome of this election fits into a much broader context. Einstein's words remind us that within every challenge, there is a seed of opportunity waiting to be recognized. Recognizing the power of perspective. In times of disappointment, it's easy to feel consumed by the present moment. We tend to zoom in on the event itself, feeling that it may define everything else. But stepping back and viewing life from a wider lens can offer relief. This isn't about ignoring what you feel, quite the opposite. It's about seeing that while this moment is meaningful, it doesn't have to encompass everything. When we allow ourselves to see the bigger picture, we realize that even the most intense emotions are temporary, and life continues to flow and evolve. Think about it this way. Just as no single year or season defines an entire lifetime, no single event, election, or outcome has the power to define us. Our lives are made up of countless moments, many of which we have yet to experience. By acknowledging that there's more to come, we can create space for hope, growth, and new possibilities. Accepting the impermanence of emotions. One powerful tool in navigating disappointment is understanding the impermanence of emotions. Emotions, especially strong ones like anger or frustration, tend to feel overwhelming in the moment, but they are rarely as fixed as they seem. Just like waves, they rise, peak, and eventually recede. By remembering that even the heaviest feelings are temporary, we allow ourselves the grace to feel them without being overwhelmed. Practice gently reminding yourself, "This is temporary. This feeling will pass." This doesn't mean dismissing what you're experiencing, but rather putting it into perspective. When we accept that our emotions are fleeting, it can feel easier to allow ourselves to feel fully, knowing that clarity and calm will eventually follow. Hackstash, focusing on your core values. Another way to connect to the bigger picture is to focus on your core values. Ask yourself, what matters most to you beyond any specific outcome? Core values like kindness, resilience, integrity, and compassion remain constant, regardless of external events. These values are like a compass, guiding us through the highs and lows and helping us stay centered no matter what life throws our way. When we connect to these values, we're reminded that our beliefs and principles can't be taken away by an election or any one event. The ability to continue living in alignment with these values is a power that no outcome can alter. Think about what matters most to you and how those values can help you make a positive impact no matter what's happening around you. Finding purpose beyond the present moment. Finally, connecting to the bigger picture also means realizing that this moment, challenging as it may be, is just one chapter in a much larger story. There will be other moments to come, other opportunities to make a difference, and other ways to live out your purpose. Sometimes, when life doesn't go as planned, it opens the door to new directions and unexpected opportunities. Use this moment to clarify what kind of legacy you want to leave and the impact you want to make. Remember that this purpose doesn't need to be grand to be meaningful. Each small act, each kind word, each step taken toward a positive goal, these are the building blocks of a meaningful life. Reflective exercise. Let's take some time for a reflective exercise. With a journal or a piece of paper, reflect on the following. Describe one value that has been especially important to you throughout your life and how it has guided you through other difficult moments. Write about a time when an unexpected event led to something positive in your life or taught you an important lesson. Think about one small way you can reconnect with your values or sense of purpose this week, even if it's just a single intentional action. Feel free to take as much time as you need with this exercise. When you're done, set your reflections aside, knowing you can return to them whenever you need a reminder of the bigger picture. Thank you for joining today's lesson. By remembering that this moment is part of a larger journey, you're reinforcing your resilience and connecting to a source of hope that will carry you forward. Let's keep building that foundation in our next lesson. Our Lesson 2.1, Practicing Mindfulness for Emotional Relief. Quote, "The greatest weapon against stress is our ability to choose one thought over another." Will lesson content. In this lesson, we're exploring mindfulness, a powerful tool for managing stress and emotional overwhelm. William James reminds us that while we can't always change our circumstances, we do have control over our thoughts. Practicing mindfulness helps us tap into that power, offering calmness and relief when emotions run high. What is mindfulness? Mindfulness is the practice of staying fully present in the current moment, allowing ourselves to observe our thoughts and feelings without judgment. When we feel disappointed or frustrated, it's easy to get lost in what ifs and should haves. These thoughts often amplify stress, pulling us away from the present and into a cycle of rumination. Mindfulness, however, helps us anchor ourselves in the here and now. By focusing on simple things like breathing, observing sounds, or sensing our surroundings, we can interrupt the cycle of negative thoughts and experience a sense of calm. The power of the present moment. Focusing on the present helps temporarily release past regrets and future worries. This shift in focus doesn't ignore reality. Rather, it offers a temporary pause, reducing the intensity of our emotions. The present moment, when observed without judgment, often feels less overwhelming and more manageable than when we're dwelling on the bigger picture. Mindfulness is like taking a short break from the pressure of external events, allowing ourselves a few minutes of peace. Even a brief period of mindfulness can bring clarity and a sense of grounding. Practicing mindful breathing. Let's start with a simple exercise, mindful breathing. It's a practical, accessible way to practice mindfulness anytime, anywhere. 1. Find a comfortable position, either sitting or lying down. Close your eyes if it feels comfortable. 2. Take a slow, deep breath in through your nose, noticing how the air fills your lungs. 3. Hold it gently for a moment, then slowly exhale through your mouth. 4. As you breathe, focus only on the sensation of breathing, the rise and fall of your chest, the air moving in and out. 5. When thoughts arise, and they will, simply acknowledge them without judgment and return your focus to your breath. Take a few breaths now, practicing this technique. By concentrating on each inhale and exhale, you give yourself a small reprieve from external concerns and reconnect with the peace of the present moment. Creating a daily mindfulness practice. Consider incorporating a short mindfulness practice into your daily routine. Even just a few minutes each morning or evening can make a difference. Mindfulness doesn't require long sessions to be effective. Practicing a few mindful breaths or taking a moment to focus on your surroundings can create a noticeable shift in your mood and stress levels. As comfort with mindfulness grows, it becomes easier to ground yourself in times of emotional stress. Over time, this practice becomes a reliable tool, allowing you to approach disappointments and frustrations with greater resilience. Reflective exercise. Take a few moments now to reflect on your experience with mindfulness. In your journal, write down how you felt during the mindful breathing exercise, noting any changes in stress or clarity. One small way you could incorporate mindfulness into your daily life, such as during your morning routine or before bed. A thought or feeling that you'd like to work on observing without judgment. Use these reflections as a foundation for building a regular mindfulness practice, so you can revisit the peace and presence of the current moment whenever you need it. Lesson 2.2: Coping strategies to avoid emotional overload. Quote, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Epictetus. In this lesson, we're focusing on practical strategies to prevent emotional overload. Epictetus reminds us that while we may not control life's events, our reactions to them shape our experience. Emotional overload often occurs when we feel consumed by external events or overwhelmed by constant information. By adopting a few key coping strategies, we can create a buffer that helps maintain balance and resilience. Recognizing the signs of emotional overload. Emotional overload can manifest as physical or mental exhaustion, irritability, trouble focusing, or a heightened sense of stress. Many of these reactions stem from taking in too much information at once or feeling pressured to process everything quickly. Recognizing these signs is essential to prevent burnout and create a sense of calm, even in challenging times. In moments of emotional overload, our minds often operate on autopilot, reacting to external triggers without intentional thought. By pausing and using coping strategies, we can slow down, regain control, and bring greater awareness to our responses. Setting healthy boundaries with information. One of the most effective ways to reduce emotional overload is by limiting exposure to information. Continuous news updates, social media posts, and constant notifications can make it difficult to step away. Consider setting boundaries around information intake, such as 1. Limiting news consumption to specific times of the day rather than checking frequently. 2. Designating tech-free times, like the first hour after waking or the hour before bed. 3. Unfollowing or muting accounts on social media that heighten stress or frustration. These boundaries create space for a break from constant stimulation, allowing the mind to recharge and process information at a manageable pace. Practicing selective focus. Selective focus is the practice of choosing where to direct your attention. Instead of giving equal energy to everything around you, selective focus encourages you to prioritize what truly matters to you. This doesn't mean ignoring the world, but making intentional choices about what deserves your mental energy. For instance, when encountering a stressful situation, ask yourself if it's something you can realistically impact. If not, consider redirecting your focus to something within your influence, like a hobby, a goal, or quality time with loved ones. Selective focus helps us use our energy wisely, especially in times of stress or disappointment. Building restorative rituals. Restorative rituals are small, intentional practices that allow the mind and body to rest and recover. Incorporating even a few moments of calm into each day can make a significant difference in your stress levels and resilience. Some examples include mindful breathing, exercises to center yourself during or after a stressful event. Physical activity like walking, stretching, or yoga to release tension and reset your mind. Creative activities like journaling, drawing, or cooking, which offer a mental escape and sense of accomplishment. By building small rituals that bring comfort, you create a mental reset button that you can turn to whenever you feel overwhelmed. Reflective exercise. For this lesson's exercise, take a few moments to journal about the following. Identify one source of information or activity that often leaves you feeling overwhelmed. Write about a way you could limit or manage your exposure to it. Think of a restorative ritual you'd like to add to your routine, even if it's just a few minutes a day. Describe how it could help bring balance to your life. Reflect on an area of your life where you can practice selective focus, choosing to direct your energy only toward what truly matters to you. Use this exercise as a starting point to create a personalized approach to reducing emotional overload. Small adjustments can lead to lasting changes, helping you manage stress and build resilience. Lesson 2.3, Self-Compassion During Political Upsets. Quote, "You yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection, Buddha." Lesson content. In this lesson, we'll explore the importance of self-compassion, especially during times of political disappointment or frustration. Buddha's words remind us that we all deserve kindness and understanding, particularly from ourselves. When facing outcomes that feel challenging, self-compassion allows us to manage these feelings in a way that promotes healing rather than self-criticism. Understanding self-compassion. Self-compassion means extending the same care and understanding to ourselves that we would offer a friend. Often, when we're disappointed, we might criticize ourselves for feeling too emotional or think we should simply get over it. These thoughts can create additional layers of guilt or shame, making it even harder to move forward. Self-compassion, however, creates a supportive internal environment. Instead of judging yourself for feeling upset or let down, acknowledge that these emotions are natural responses to something meaningful. Just as you would comfort a friend going through a difficult time, offer yourself the same level of understanding. Practicing self-compassion in 3 steps. There are 3 main components to self-compassion: mindfulness, kindness, and a sense of shared humanity. Practicing these steps can help create a more compassionate response to personal challenges. 1. Mindfulness. Begin by acknowledging what you're feeling without exaggeration or denial. Recognize, "I'm feeling disappointed, and that's okay." Mindfulness allows you to be present with your emotions without judging them. 2. Self-kindness. Next, speak to yourself with kindness. Imagine how you would respond to a friend who felt the same way. Say to yourself, "This is a difficult moment, and I'm allowed to feel this way." Self-kindness doesn't ignore or dismiss emotions, but treats them with care and respect. 3. Shared humanity. Remind yourself that everyone faces difficult moments and disappointment is a universal experience. Knowing that you're not alone in your struggles can offer comfort, reinforcing the idea that we're all connected by similar challenges and emotions. Creating a self-compassionate mindset. One way to build self-compassion is by creating self-compassionate statements or affirmations that resonate with you. These can serve as reminders of kindness during difficult times. For example, "I am allowed to feel upset without judgment," or "This moment will pass and I'm strong enough to handle it." Over time, self-compassion becomes a mindset, a habit of approaching your feelings with understanding instead of criticism. Practicing self-compassion regularly helps create an inner space where you can safely process emotions without adding extra pressure on yourself. Reflective exercise. For this exercise, consider the following in your journal. Think of a recent time you felt disappointed or self-critical. Write down how you would respond to a friend in that situation. Then, write a similar response directed toward yourself. Create a self-compassionate statement that resonates with you. Describe how you can use it as a reminder during times of frustration or disappointment. Reflect on a moment when you were able to forgive yourself for a mistake or let go of self-criticism. Consider how self-compassion played a role in helping you move forward. Use these reflections to build your own self-compassion practice, recognizing that treating yourself with understanding, is one of the most empowering ways to handle disappointment and maintain resilience. Lesson 3.1: Identifying what is within your influence. Quote, "Do not let what you cannot do interfere with what you can do." Lesson content. In this lesson, we're focusing on identifying the aspects of life and situations that we can control. John Wooden's words remind us to direct our energy toward what is within our influence, rather than getting overwhelmed by what we cannot change. This approach helps us regain a sense of agency and empowers us to make a positive impact, even in difficult circumstances. Hashtag the circle of control. Imagine two concentric circles. The inner circle represents what you can control, while the outer circle represents what you cannot. Often, when we feel disappointed or powerless, it's because we're focused on that outer circle, things beyond our reach. Shifting focus to the inner circle, however, allows us to channel our energy into meaningful actions. This isn't about ignoring reality. Rather, it's about using your energy wisely. While you may not be able to change large events or outcomes, you can still make decisions in your day-to-day life that align with your values and aspirations. When we embrace this approach, we create positive change within ourselves and in the lives of those around us. Examples of things within your control. To clarify this concept, here are a few areas typically within your control. Your mindset and reactions. While emotions arise naturally, your reactions to them are within your influence. Practicing self-awareness and mindfulness can help you choose how to respond to situations. Daily habits and self-care. Taking care of your physical and mental well-being, setting boundaries, and managing stress are actions within your reach. Interactions with others. Choosing kindness, setting boundaries, and expressing gratitude all create a ripple effect of positivity. Personal goals and growth. Setting goals that align with your values, even if they're small, can help you feel empowered and grounded. Focusing on these areas doesn't minimize the challenges around you. It simply redirects your energy to areas where you can make a difference. Practical steps to focus on your influence. To bring more focus to what you can control, try these steps. 1. List what's within your control. When feeling overwhelmed, make a list of things you can influence. This might include personal habits, actions, or choices. 2. Release what's beyond your control. Accepting what you can't change helps reduce stress. Write down any external factors outside your influence and consciously set them aside. 3. Choose one positive action. Identify one small, actionable step you can take that aligns with your values. This could be as simple as reaching out to support someone, starting a self-care routine, or setting a goal. These steps help to ground you, providing a tangible way to navigate challenging moments with purpose and clarity. Reflective exercise. For this exercise, take a moment to write down the following. List 3 things currently within your control and consider how focusing on these areas could make a difference. Reflect on one area outside your control that you've been worried about. Describe how you might release it mentally to reduce its influence on you. Identify one positive action you can take this week to align with your values and make a meaningful impact, no matter how small. These reflections serve as a foundation for focusing on your circle of influence, allowing you to approach life's challenges with a sense of calm and agency. Let's try Lesson 3.2, Setting Small, Achievable Goals for Positive Change. Quote, "When everything seems to be going against you, remember that the airplane takes off against the wind, not with it." Lesson content. In this lesson, we're exploring the power of setting small, achievable goals to create positive change, especially during challenging times. Henry Ford's words remind us that resistance and setbacks can actually drive us forward. By focusing on realistic, manageable goals, we can make progress even when circumstances seem difficult. The importance of small goals. When life feels overwhelming, large goals can seem unattainable or even irrelevant. Setting small, achievable goals allows us to make progress step by step, building confidence and resilience along the way. These goals are like building blocks. Each one we accomplish contributes to a larger sense of purpose and momentum. Small goals don't need to be life-changing. Sometimes the most powerful goals are simple actions that bring positivity or help us reconnect with our values. Whether it's dedicating time for self-care, engaging in a hobby, or lending a hand to someone in need, these small acts serve as reminders that we still have the ability to make a difference. Identifying positive goals aligned with your values. To create meaningful small goals, start by connecting to your values. Consider what matters most to you and how you can embody those values through simple actions. For example, if community is important, a goal could be to volunteer locally or support a friend. If self-care is a priority, a goal might be setting aside time each day for relaxation or physical activity. These goals don't have to take a lot of time or energy. The key is consistency. Even a few minutes spent toward a goal each day can create a powerful sense of accomplishment. Breaking down larger goals. If you have larger goals, break them down into smaller, manageable steps. For example, if you want to make a positive impact on an issue, start with one small action, like researching local organizations or attending a community meeting. By taking one small step at a time, you create a sense of progress without feeling overwhelmed. When goals are broken down, each step feels more approachable, and the journey becomes more sustainable. Remember, progress isn't measured by the size of the steps, but by the commitment to moving forward, one step at a time. Celebrating small wins. As you work toward your goals, make sure to celebrate small wins along the way. Acknowledging each achievement, no matter how minor, reinforces your sense of agency and builds momentum. Small celebrations could be as simple as taking a moment to reflect, sharing your progress with a friend, or giving yourself permission to feel proud. Each small win reminds you that progress is possible, and it creates a positive feedback loop. This cycle of achievement and recognition builds resilience, helping you stay motivated through any setbacks. Reflective exercise. In this exercise, take a few moments to reflect on the following in your journal. Identify one value that is important to you and describe a small goal you can set that aligns with it. Break down a larger goal into 3 smaller steps and describe how completing each step would bring you closer to your goal. Think of a small way to celebrate or acknowledge your progress, even if it's just a quick moment of reflection. Use these reflections to remind yourself that, no matter the circumstances, you can create positive change by focusing on small, achievable goals. This approach helps build resilience, encouraging you to keep moving forward, even against the wind. Lesson 3.3, Building a Support Network. Alone, we can do so little. Together, we can do so much. Helen Keller. Lesson content. In this lesson, we'll focus on the importance of building and nurturing a support network. Helen Keller's words remind us that while individual strength is valuable, true resilience often comes from the support and connections we share with others. During challenging times, a supportive network can provide comfort, encouragement, and perspective, helping us to process emotions and move forward with greater ease. The power of connection. Human beings are naturally social. We thrive when we feel connected, understood, and supported by others. In times of disappointment or frustration, it's easy to feel isolated, as if no one else fully understands what we're going through. However, by reaching out, we often find that others share similar experiences, and this sense of shared understanding can be deeply comforting. Connection doesn't have to mean formal support groups. It can be as simple as having a few people you trust who are willing to listen and provide encouragement. These connections remind us that we're not alone and that others are here to share both our joys and our struggles. Identifying your support system. Take some time to think about the people in your life who support you in various ways. Your support network may include family members, friends, mentors, colleagues, or even online communities. Each person brings something unique to the relationship, whether it's a listening ear, practical advice, or just a shared laugh to lighten the moment. Identifying your support system also includes recognizing which relationships are positive and uplifting. Spend time with people who inspire you, offer encouragement, and respect your perspective. If certain connections feel draining or unsupportive, consider setting boundaries to protect your emotional well-being. Ways to strengthen connections. Maintaining and deepening connections requires intention. Here are some simple ways to strengthen your support network. 1. Reach out regularly. Make a habit of checking in with those who support you, even if it's just a quick message or call. Regular communication fosters closeness and helps maintain the relationship over time. 2. Be open and authentic. Share how you're feeling honestly and allow others to do the same. When we're open and vulnerable, we create a space where others feel comfortable sharing as well, deepening the bond. 3. Offer support in return. Support is a two-way street. Being there for others, whether by listening, offering help, or showing appreciation, strengthens the connection and builds a foundation of trust. 4. Participate in shared activities. Engage in activities that bring you closer, whether it's a hobby, a regular meetup, or simply spending time together. Shared experiences create memories and reinforce the sense of belonging. Seeking support beyond your immediate circle. Sometimes we may need additional support beyond our existing network. There's no shame in seeking help from professionals, such as counselors, therapists, or support groups. These resources can provide specialized guidance, offer coping tools, and connect you with others facing similar situations. Online communities can also be valuable, especially when it's hard to find people nearby who share your experiences. Many online platforms offer spaces for people to connect, share stories, and offer support. Finding a like-minded community can be empowering and reduce feelings of isolation. Reflective exercise. For this exercise, reflect on the following. List 3 people or groups in your life who offer support, and describe how each one helps you in different ways. Think of one way you can reach out to strengthen a connection this week, whether through a message, a call, or spending time together. Identify one area where you could benefit from additional support or guidance. Consider if there's a professional resource or community that could help. Use these reflections to deepen your sense of connection, remembering that your support network is an invaluable resource that can help you through difficult times, and celebrate your growth along the way. Lesson 4.1. Reframing setbacks as opportunities. Quote, "In the middle of difficulty lies opportunity," Albert Einstein. Lesson content. In this lesson, we'll explore the concept of reframing setbacks as opportunities. Albert Einstein's words remind us that even in challenging moments, there is often a chance for growth, learning, or new beginnings. While disappointment can feel overwhelming, it's possible to shift our perspective and view setbacks as stepping stones toward resilience and insight. Understanding reframing. Reframing is the process of shifting how we view a situation. Instead of focusing solely on the disappointment or frustration of a setback, we look for ways it might benefit us, even if the benefits aren't immediately obvious. This doesn't mean ignoring negative feelings. Rather, it means finding a constructive way to move forward by seeing the setback through a new lens. By practicing reframing, we give ourselves permission to see beyond immediate disappointment and explore what opportunities may exist beneath the surface. This shift in perspective helps transform feelings of helplessness into a sense of agency and possibility. How setbacks can lead to growth. Setbacks often challenge us to look deeper at ourselves and our goals. Many times, they clarify what truly matters and help us gain a better understanding of our own resilience. When faced with adversity, we may find strengths, talents, or qualities we didn't know we had. Think of a past setback in your life that initially felt discouraging, but eventually led to something positive. Perhaps it was a missed opportunity that directed you toward a better fit, or a challenge that taught you skills you now rely on. These experiences often shape us, adding depth and resilience that prepare us for future challenges. Practical steps to reframe a setback. To begin reframing a setback, consider these steps. 1. Acknowledge your feelings. Start by recognizing and validating how you feel about the setback. Allow yourself to process any disappointment, frustration, or sadness without judgment. 2. Identify potential lessons. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? Think about any insights, skills, or qualities that might come from navigating this challenge. 3. Consider new opportunities. Look for ways this setback could create unexpected opportunities. For example, it may encourage you to explore a new direction, develop a new skill, or connect with others who share similar experiences. 4. Visualize a positive outcome. Imagine a future where this setback has led to something meaningful. Picture yourself feeling grateful for the growth or opportunity that emerged from this moment. These steps help to create a mindset where setbacks are not dead ends, but part of a larger journey toward resilience and growth. Embracing a growth mindset. A growth mindset, the belief that abilities and perspectives can improve with effort and experience, makes reframing easier. When we approach setbacks with a growth mindset, we see them as temporary obstacles rather than permanent limitations. This mindset allows us to feel motivated to learn from challenges and apply those lessons in the future. By viewing setbacks as opportunities to grow, we cultivate resilience. Each time we reframe a challenge, we reinforce the belief that we are capable of overcoming adversity and adapting to change. Reflective exercise. Take a moment to reflect on these questions in your journal. Think of a recent setback and describe how it made you feel. Without judgment, write down your honest emotions about the experience. Identify one lesson or insight you might gain from this setback, even if it feels small. Imagine a positive outcome that could result from this experience and write about how this vision makes you feel. This reflection exercise can help you start to reframe current or past setbacks, enabling you to find growth and opportunity within life's challenges. Embrace the journey of turning obstacles into valuable experiences that shape who you are becoming. Lesson 4.2: Recognizing resilience within yourself. Quote, "You may encounter many defeats, but you must not be defeated. In fact, it may be necessary to encounter defeats so you can know who you are, what you can rise from, how you can still come out of it." Maya Angelou. Lesson content. In this lesson, we're focusing on recognizing and building resilience within ourselves. Maya Angelou's words remind us that while we may face setbacks and disappointments, these experiences do not define us. Instead, they reveal our strength, courage, and capacity to rise above difficult circumstances. Resilience is the skill that allows us to adapt to and recover from challenges, and it's one of the most empowering qualities we can cultivate. Understanding resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity. It's not about avoiding challenges, but rather facing them with the confidence that you can handle whatever comes your way. Resilience allows us to move through difficult times, learning and growing from each experience. It's the belief that, no matter the setback, we have the strength to find our way forward. Building resilience doesn't mean that we won't feel pain, disappointment, or frustration. Rather, it means developing the tools to cope with these feelings and use them as fuel for personal growth. Recognizing resilience in past experiences. One of the best ways to understand your resilience is to reflect on past experiences where you overcame difficulties. Think back to times when you faced challenges and still found the strength to move forward. These moments are evidence of your resilience. Consider how you felt during those times. What strategies did you use to cope? Did you seek support, practice self-care, or shift your perspective? Recognizing the methods you've used in the past to overcome obstacles can remind you of your inner strength and inspire you to tap into it again. Strengthening resilience through self-compassion and adaptability. Two essential components of resilience are self-compassion and adaptability. Self-compassion. Being kind to yourself when you encounter setbacks can make the journey easier. Self-compassion allows you to acknowledge that struggles are part of the human experience and encourages you to treat yourself with patience and understanding. Adaptability. Life often doesn't go as planned, and resilience involves the willingness to adapt to change. Being open to new paths or perspectives allows you to handle unexpected events with more ease, and not seeing them as opportunities to learn and grow. By focusing on self-compassion and adaptability, you can cultivate a resilient mindset that helps you navigate life's ups and downs. Practical steps to build resilience. To strengthen resilience in your daily life, consider these steps. 1. Practice positive self-talk. Remind yourself of your past achievements and strengths. When facing a challenge, replace self-doubt with affirmations like, "I am strong enough to get through this." Or, "I've handled difficulties before, and I can do it again." 2. Set small, manageable goals. Break down larger challenges into smaller steps that feel achievable. This approach helps build confidence and reduces feelings of overwhelm, making it easier to move forward. 3. Embrace change and flexibility. Life is constantly changing, and resilience involves accepting this reality. When things don't go as planned, remind yourself that adapting to new circumstances is part of personal growth. These steps encourage resilience by reminding you of your own strength and giving you a foundation to face future challenges. Reflective exercise. For this exercise, take a few minutes to write down a challenging experience from your past that you successfully navigated and the strengths or qualities you drew upon to get through it. One area in your life where you could practice more self-compassion, especially during setbacks. A current or upcoming challenge where you can apply adaptability, considering one way you can be open to new perspectives or paths. Reflecting on your past resilience and how you can strengthen it today will help you feel more equipped to face future challenges with confidence and determination. Resilience is already within you, and each experience helps it grow even stronger. Lesson 4.3. Staying engaged with purpose. Quote, "The best way to not feel hopeless is to get up and do something. Don't wait for good things to happen to you. If you go out and make some good things happen, you will fill the world with hope. You will fill yourself with hope." Barack Obama. Lesson content. In this lesson, we'll focus on staying engaged with purpose, even when life feels challenging. Barack Obama's words remind us that taking action, however small, can bring both hope and meaning to our lives. By staying engaged with things that matter to us, we channel our energy constructively, building a sense of purpose and making a positive impact in the world around us. Finding purpose in engagement. Purpose gives us direction. It helps us focus on what's meaningful, even in difficult times. Staying engaged with purpose doesn't necessarily mean tackling big causes or making drastic life changes. Otherwise, purpose can be found in small actions, like being there for a loved one, helping a friend, or contributing positively in your community. When we're faced with disappointment or frustration, it's easy to feel disconnected. But engaging in purposeful activities helps us reconnect with our values and reminds us that we can still make a difference. By taking even the smallest actions aligned with our values, we bring more positivity into our lives and feel more grounded. Identifying areas of purpose. To find areas where you can stay engaged with purpose, start by reflecting on what truly matters to you. Think about the values or causes that resonate with you personally, whether it's kindness, environmental stewardship, social justice, or simply being supportive to those around you. Ask yourself, what activities bring me a sense of fulfillment or joy? Who or what do I care deeply about helping or supporting? How can I contribute to my community or family in a meaningful way? Purpose often aligns with our core values and strengths. Identifying areas where you can make an impact, however small, gives you a way to stay engaged and bring meaning into each day. Taking small steps to engage with purpose. Once you've identified an area of purpose, consider starting with small, manageable actions. Here are a few examples. 1. Volunteer or lend a hand. Look for opportunities to help out, whether it's formally volunteering or simply being present for friends or family who could use support. 2. Create personal goals. Purpose doesn't have to be tied to big causes. It can also come from personal growth. Set goals that align with your values, such as learning a new skill, improving your well-being, or fostering relationships. 3. Advocate for a cause you believe in. Engage with causes you care about by sharing information, supporting organizations, or raising awareness in your own way. 4. Practice daily acts of kindness. Purpose can be as simple as brightening someone's day. Small acts of kindness like a compliment, a thoughtful message, or a helping hand can create a positive ripple effect. These small steps help build momentum, reinforcing the belief that your actions matter and that you're making a difference. By staying engaged, you create hope for yourself and those around you. Reflective exercise. In this exercise, take a moment to reflect on the following in your journal. Describe one value or cause that brings you a sense of purpose. Write about how engaging with this purpose makes you feel. Identify one small action you can take this week to stay engaged with your chosen purpose. Reflect on a recent experience where you took action or made a positive impact, no matter how small. Consider how it affected your outlook or sense of hope. Use these reflections to stay connected with purpose, and remember that every small, meaningful action adds value to your life and the lives of others. By staying engaged, you bring hope and resilience into your daily experience. Lesson 5.1, Practicing Gratitude Amidst Uncertainty. Quote, "Gratitude turns what we have into enough." Aesop. Lesson content. In this lesson, we're focusing on the power of gratitude as a tool for resilience, especially during times of uncertainty. Aesop's words remind us that gratitude can shift our perspective from what's lacking to what's abundant. Practicing gratitude not only helps us feel more grounded, but it also brings a sense of peace, even when circumstances are challenging. The role of gratitude in difficult times. In moments of disappointment or frustration, it's easy to fixate on what went wrong or what we wish were different. Gratitude provides an alternative focus, helping us recognize the good things in our lives, however small. This shift doesn't erase our challenges, but it does soften their impact by balancing them with positive aspects of our experience. Practicing gratitude regularly can improve our mental and emotional well-being. Research shows that people who practice gratitude often feel more optimistic, more satisfied with life, and less stressed. Gratitude is a reminder that even in hard times, there are moments, people, or experiences that add richness to our lives. Simple ways to practice gratitude. Gratitude doesn't require a grand gesture or a major life change. It's often found in small moments of appreciation. Here are a few simple ways to incorporate gratitude into your daily routine. 1. Daily gratitude list. At the beginning or end of each day, write down 3 things you're grateful for. These don't have to be big, just anything that made you smile, brought you comfort, or added a positive moment to your day. 2. Gratitude journal. Set aside a few minutes each week to reflect more deeply on what you're grateful for. Write about specific moments or people who have brought joy, support, or learning into your life. 3. Express appreciation to others. Take time to express gratitude to the people who support you. A simple thank you note, a message, or a conversation can strengthen connections and remind both you and the recipient of the positive impact they've had. 4. Gratitude reminders. Place a small reminder somewhere you'll see it regularly, like a note on your mirror or a phone notification. These little prompts encourage you to pause and consider what you're grateful for, no matter what's happening around you. These practices help create a habit of noticing and appreciating positive aspects of life, allowing you to stay grounded even during challenging moments. Shifting perspective with gratitude. Gratitude isn't about ignoring difficulties. It's about creating balance. When we acknowledge both the challenges and the positives, we develop a more resilient outlook. Practicing gratitude can help us reframe setbacks, finding value even in hard experiences. For example, you might feel grateful for the lessons learned through adversity or for the people who supported you along the way. Over time, gratitude helps shift your mindset, making it easier to see the good alongside the difficult. This balanced perspective can increase your resilience, as you're able to recognize both the struggles and the strengths that coexist in life. Reflective exercise. For this exercise, take a few minutes to reflect on the following in your journal. Write down 3 things you're grateful for today, no matter how small. Reflect on a recent challenge or setback, and consider one positive aspect or lesson that came from it. Identify one person in your life who has been a source of support and write a few words of appreciation for them. Consider reaching out to let them know how much they mean to you. These reflections help reinforce gratitude as a daily practice, bringing a sense of peace and balance to your life. Even in uncertainty, gratitude reminds us of the abundance that exists in the present moment. Lesson 5.2, Engaging in Meaningful Activities. Action is the antidote to despair. Jonbe? Lesson content. In this lesson, we're focusing on the power of meaningful activities to bring a sense of purpose and alleviate feelings of despair. Joan Baez's words remind us that when life feels overwhelming, taking action can help restore hope and confidence. By engaging in activities that hold personal significance, we not only uplift ourselves, but also create positive ripples that extend to those around us. Why meaningful activities matter. During challenging times, it's natural to feel stuck or unsure of what to do next. Engaging in activities that feel meaningful provides direction, grounding us in actions that reinforce our values and give us a sense of control. These activities don't have to be complex. Often, they're small, intentional actions that bring us closer to the people, causes, or goals we care about. Meaningful activities help combat feelings of helplessness by allowing us to focus on what we can contribute. This sense of contribution can boost our mood, reduce stress, and increase our overall resilience. When we're engaged in something purposeful, we're reminded of our ability to make a positive impact, even in uncertain times. Identifying meaningful activities. Meaningful activities are unique to each individual, often aligning with our values, passions, or areas of interest. Think about what gives you a sense of purpose. Is it helping others, working toward a personal goal, creating art, or learning something new? To identify meaningful activities, consider these questions. What activities make me feel energized or fulfilled? What hobbies or interests bring me joy, even in small doses? How can I use my skills or talents to help others or improve my community? By reflecting on what brings you fulfillment, you can identify activities that provide comfort and purpose, helping you navigate difficult moments with more ease. Finding balance. Small steps matter. Sometimes, the idea of engaging in meaningful activities can feel daunting, especially if we're dealing with stress or disappointment. Remember that these activities don't have to be big projects. Small steps, like taking time for a creative hobby or spending quality time with a loved one, are equally valuable. Start with small, manageable actions. If you're passionate about giving back, begin with something simple, like reaching out to someone who may need support. If creativity brings you peace, set aside a few minutes each day for your chosen art form. Each small action contributes to a sense of accomplishment and reminds you of your ability to make positive changes in your life. Practical ideas for meaningful engagement. Here are a few ideas for engaging in meaningful activities that can add a sense of purpose to your daily routine. 1. Volunteer. Offer your time or skills to a cause you believe in. Volunteering can create a strong sense of community and remind you that you're making a difference. 2. Connect with loved ones. Reaching out to friends or family members, even if it's just to check in or share a conversation, can foster a sense of belonging and emotional support. 3. Explore a creative hobby. Creativity often brings joy and peace, whether it's writing, painting, gardening, or cooking. Find a hobby that resonates with you and make it part of your routine. 4. Set personal goals. Working toward a personal goal, like reading a book, practicing mindfulness, or learning a new skill, can provide a sense of accomplishment and growth. Physical activity. Engaging in physical activities like walking, yoga, or stretching not only benefits your health, but also improves your mood and mental clarity. Each of these actions can serve as a meaningful way to stay engaged and grounded, reminding you of your ability to bring light and purpose into your life. Reflective exercise. Take a few moments to write down your reflections. Identify one meaningful activity that brings you a sense of purpose, and write about how it makes you feel. Describe one small action you can take today or this week to engage with this activity. Reflect on a recent experience where engaging in a meaningful activity brought you comfort or fulfillment. Use these reflections to guide you in incorporating more purpose-driven activities into your daily life. Meaningful engagement not only uplifts you, but also contributes positively to the world around you, helping to turn feelings of despair into moments of hope and progress. Lesson 5.3. Embracing the power of optimism. Quote, hope is being able to see that there is light despite all of the darkness. Desmond Tutu. In this final lesson, we'll explore the role of optimism in resilience. Desmond Tutu's words remind us that hope and optimism are about recognizing the light, even when surrounded by challenges. Just embracing optimism doesn't mean ignoring difficulties. It means choosing to see possibilities and believing in a positive outcome despite adversity. Optimism strengthens our ability to face life's uncertainties, helping us find meaning and purpose. The value of optimism. Optimism is more than a personality trait. It's a mindset that can be cultivated. Studies show that people who adopt an optimistic outlook often have better mental and physical health, more resilience, and a greater capacity to handle stress. Optimism encourages us to view setbacks as temporary and solvable, making it easier to approach problems with a creative and open mind. When we choose optimism, we give ourselves permission to believe in a future that holds potential, regardless of current circumstances. This outlook can be a powerful source of strength, guiding us through difficult times with hope and motivation. Practicing optimism in daily life. Practicing optimism doesn't mean ignoring reality. Instead, it's about making a conscious choice to focus on what's possible while acknowledging current challenges. Here are some ways to cultivate optimism in your daily life. 1. Reframe negative thoughts. When you catch yourself thinking negatively, pause and try to find a more positive perspective. For example, instead of saying, "This will never get better," try, "I can take small steps to make things better." 2. Focus on solutions. Optimism is often solution-focused. When facing a challenge, ask yourself what actions you can take to improve the situation. This approach helps shift your focus from the problem to potential solutions, reinforcing a positive outlook. 3. Celebrate small wins. Acknowledging small accomplishments fosters optimism by reinforcing a sense of progress. Take a moment to celebrate each positive step, no matter how small, and recognize that these moments contribute to a brighter future. 4. Surround yourself with positivity. Spend time with people, activities, and environments that inspire hope. Positive influences can uplift your mindset and encourage optimism, helping you to maintain hope even in hard times. Cultivating hope through optimism. Hope is a natural extension of optimism, providing us with the belief that our efforts will ultimately make a difference. By practicing optimism, we build a foundation for hope, allowing us to view the future with possibility rather than fear. This hopeful outlook helps us navigate uncertainty with resilience and keeps us motivated, even in the face of setbacks. Hope and optimism also inspire us to dream and set goals. When we believe in a positive outcome, we're more likely to take action and work toward meaningful goals, reinforcing our sense of purpose. Reflective exercise. In this final exercise, take a few moments to write down your reflections. Reflect on a recent challenge where you were able to find a silver lining or a positive perspective. Describe how this optimism affected your experience. Write down one area of your life where you'd like to practice more optimism and consider a small action you can take to foster a positive outlook. Identify one hope or dream for the future and describe why it matters to you. Consider how optimism can help you move closer to achieving it. These reflections help reinforce the power of optimism, giving you a toolkit to face future challenges with hope, resilience, and purpose. By embracing optimism, you create a mindset that empowers you to see the light in every situation, allowing you to move forward with courage and confidence. Conclusion: moving forward with peace and purpose. Thank you for taking this journey through devastated, dealing with the disappointment of the 2024 election. We've explored ways to process emotions, build resilience, and find purpose amidst uncertainty. This course has been about honoring your feelings while choosing a path forward rooted in optimism, self-compassion, and meaningful action. As you continue, remember that life's challenges are not only unavoidable, but also opportunities for growth. Each setback, disappointment, or difficult moment brings a chance to strengthen your resilience, clarify your values, and engage with purpose. By embracing optimism, practicing gratitude, and focusing on what you can control, you're creating a foundation for navigating future challenges with peace and strength. This journey doesn't end here. The tools, reflections, and exercises you've practiced are resources you can return to anytime. Use them to continue nurturing hope, staying connected to your values, and engaging in actions that bring light to your life and the lives of those around you. Moving forward, remember that you are stronger than any single outcome or setback. You have the power to choose your response, to find purpose in the small moments, and to foster optimism, no matter what life brings. Thank you for allowing yourself to explore this process, and may you continue to find peace and purpose along the way. Thanks for listening to this course. Before you go, one last reminder that we've got plenty of other free courses on our website, along with written guides to all our courses. You can find them at freecoursesforall.com. That's free courses, the number 4, all.com. You can also find our courses wherever you get your podcasts. Just search for freecoursesforall.com with no spaces, just as you'd type it as a web address. Hope to see you there.